all, welcome back to more Space Engineers. And as you can see, I just finished upgrading a bunch of the assemblers. So now we have 2 productivity on each of the assemblers. What that does for us, let's go over here to the control panel and I'll show you really quick. So it's now producing content, items 3 times as fast as it used to. And it doesn't actually take any more power than it used to. It's 100% efficient, so good stuff, right? So now all 12 of these have been fully upgraded. So we're able to produce a large amount of component very, very quickly. And because of that, I've gone ahead and finished off the other 3 of our large storage boxes. And I may be putting a second row of these in, just like with what I was planning to do with the hydrogen tanks. But we will see when we get to that point. So, happy, let's see, this is going to be Thursday. So happy Thursday, everybody. I'm recording these a little bit in advance so I can get things done. I have gone ahead and built out some of the wall stuff that we were talking about doing. So if you remember last time, we were working on the computer lab. The computer lab is now done. We've got the windows in. It turned out actually pretty nice. I really like the way that this came out. We've got a little window over here so that if we happen to be from any one side, we can look in and we can see if the timer is working or not. Makes it really, really nice. Because of the fact I don't have to go in and go look, or I don't have to open anything. As long as I'm here, I can tell if the timer's working. We have not programmed the second timer yet because I have not migrated over to Tim, because I did figure out what was going on with the automated inventory control. It was a couple of different things. One is that it needed to be updated, and it is now updated. The other problem is that I forgot that if you're using the automated inventory system, you generally want to turn off the use conveyor option for any block that has an inventory or uses the conveyor. If you want to filter things specifically, like if you only want a container to have, say, like one of the refineries to only work on uranium, you have to turn off the conveyor system and then use your naming convention in there. So the open bracket or / uranium : P1 close bracket. And what that will do is that will tell the automated system to then shoot your uranium specifically only to that refinery. Now that I have figured that out, we have a massive surplus of stone. As you can see, we're at 2.4 million stone. Oh, and the other thing I did is I did finish the command room. As you can see, we've got our workstation here, and when you are seated, there we go. And you look around, everything is directly in view, so you're not looking at things at the corner angle there. Now, there are mods that will allow you to mount LCDs diagonally, both as though it was the slope or as the flat diagonal, like you have on the windows there. Those mods work really well, so if you're looking to build something where you have a more inclusive or a total immersive, I guess would be a better term, display system, you can do that. Basically what you would end up doing is where we have the windows here, I would actually swap those out for LCDs. Now, the thing I don't like about it is that the triangular version of the LCDs that I found, they work, and I'll leave it at that. They're not the best. So I would probably end up leaving the windows in for any of the non-full pane. So anything like the triangles, I would leave those windows, and then everything that's full pane, I would switch out for LCDs. But that's just me. You might want to do it because if you have the right images, you know, it's not a bad thing. You would just have to make sure you were mapping images properly. But yeah, it is what it is. But I have to say I am liking it. It works really, really well. I did have to go out and get more iron. As you can see, it's refining right now. I think we're actually really good for everything except for silver and gold. Gold you don't use a whole lot of. You only use gold in very specific things. So I'm not that worried about the gold supply. The silver supply I would like to have higher. As you can see here, they recommend 800K on the automation system. I will probably be going out and grabbing more. There's a bunch of it in the area here, which is one of the reasons why I chose this area. We are very resource rich, and everything is within 1-ish K. I think the lake itself is about 3K across on its longest side, 3 or 4K. And so everything with us being in the middle is 2K or less, roughly. So it works really, really well. So we've still got 60 days of uranium. We've got... don't have a whole lot of ice in the tanks for the hydrogen and oxygen. Mainly because of the fact we still only have 1 oxygen tank and the 3 hydrogen. So I need to get the other 3 hydrogen tanks set up. I also need to get the rest of the oxygen tanks set up. But I definitely need to get the hydrogen. That way we can start getting a stockpile going. And that will allow us to start working on our orbital. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start working on the hydrogen tanks. Let me see what parts I know we need. Is it interiors for those? I can never remember. Steel plate. Okay, so we need steel plates and everything else we're used to. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing some steel plates. We're going to get some of this stuff done. And I will do a quick cut and bring you back when we are a little bit further along. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this stuff underway, and we will be right back. Oh, before I forget, not only have we been working on this, I did put in a light system, so when it gets dark here, we can actually see mostly around the base. So if I'm working in like the hydrogen tanks or over here in this area, we will have lights. I did put lights inside the key component areas as well. I do like that. That came out really nice. I probably should actually flatten that out, but I like it like that. It's fine. So yeah, so now that I've gotten distracted and sidetracked, I also want to take a minute to say thank you everybody for all of the likes and subscriptions for the folks that are now joining the community. I want to say welcome to the community. If you have any questions, always feel free to let me know. I will do my best to get you answers if I can. And if I can't, I'll try to point you in the direction of somebody who might be able to help you. So, yeah. And for the folks that have been here for a while, you're always welcome back. So, welcome back again, everybody. Oh, right. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this stuff filled in, get these up and running so that we can go get some more ice and get the hydrogen tanks completely full, because we will be using a lot of hydrogen. And once I have these filled, then we just drop a crap ton of ice in all of these, and we will be able to quickly fill any ships that we connect for hydrogen. So, all right, so now that I have just continued to blabber, I'm going to go ahead and do the cut, and we will be right back. And we're back. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and finished up all of our hydrogen tanks. So we now have all 6 of them in place. Now, how much are you already charged? Okay, so you're almost at 1/5 of the way charged already. I also went ahead and started working on the oxygen tanks. As you can see, we finished this bank as well. Now, on this side, we are mostly done. I'm just basically schlepping the large tubes back and forth to get these things up and running. We're getting there, though. Once this is all done, that's basically the end of what we need to do for our prep work. After this, I should say it's the last of what we need to do for the base prep. There will be some more things like off camera that I'll do, as far as finishing off some of this stuff, maybe going back working on the base a little bit. Because I do want to get the hallways in over there, because right now everything's open air, and eventually I want to have this set up so that it is a completely enclosed base, because I want it to be able to blueprint it. Yes, I know that it's going to basically require a ridiculous amount of supplies to build, But I want to be able to take this base design and I want to be able to place it on the moon, because basically what I want to do is take this entire base and we're going to relocate it on the polar caps of the planets that we travel to. So if we can find an area on a planet in the ice regions or near the ice regions, depending on which planet it is, what we'll do is place one of these so that we have a base to work from on the planet, and then we'll build some space stations in between the planets. I'll probably put one in orbit on each of the planets, and then also put one or two like way stations in between the systems, or in the actual out in the system itself. You were done. Okay, so 12 more for you. That way we have the ability to, no matter what resources types we're using, we can have we will have way stations both in orbit around the planet as well as in between planets. That way you get much less likely to be stranded anywhere. All right. And all of this is in preparation, for getting us into space. Whoops. I had a couple left over. I wasn't even thinking about it. Look at that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish getting these done, and I'm probably going to go ahead and finish up like getting all of the wireframe support finished. I want to get all of this finalized out so that it's a more permanent structure. And once we are done with all of that, I will bring it back. Alright, see you shortly. And we're back. So I've gone ahead, finished up all of those oxygen tanks. So we have all 20 tanks up and 20 tanks up and running. We have all 6 of our hydrogen tanks up. I have even gone so far as to make sure all of our under support platform is completely welded up. So if we wanted to then encase this in wall, we could actually make that an airtight section. Along with all of these, which I may end up doing at some point. For now, however, I'm going to leave it like this because I like the industrial look, which is one of the reasons why I didn't finish this. I just went ahead and left it as scaffolding. And I'm thinking I may bring scaffolding over on both of these. I haven't decided yet. I may even just run some of the piping through here. Basically put like one of the conveyor blocks on the top of these two, and then have pipes running into all of this, just to give it a little bit more of an industrial feel. So yeah, I'm liking the new base. It's very functional. I like the appearance of it. It does, it is very aesthetically pleasing to me. You may or may not like it as well, and that's your opinion. So but you're not the one that has to look at it. So, well, that's not entirely true. You do have to look at it when you're watching the video, but you don't have to be sitting here looking at it all day. So, and as the sun is setting, you can see that the lights that we have do work very well. I'm actually really impressed with the way that it all has started to come together. And yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot done on this base in a very short period of time. It really is. Thanks to the giant mining craft that we have, which I'm going to be rebuilding sometime in the near future. Basically, I need... Whoa, system hang. Is it going to recover? Ah, there you go. Alright, so yeah, basically I will be rebuilding the miner, or I should say I will be building a replacement miner. This one works really well, but what I want to do is have something that's a little bit more compact. So I may be using one of the large drill mods. I forgot what they call it, like the Planet Buster or whatever. It's this giant industrial drill. It's like a 5x5 grid size, large grid size. Thing is absolutely monstrous. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably use that, and then or even use multiples of that. It would be kind of fun to build it so that they had 4 of those things, basically replacing this entire drill array that I have down here right now. So we might do that. So in theory, we should be able to get away with using this as a mount chassis for it. And then, yeah. So I'm going to look into doing that. One of the other things that I want to do is when we're ready to start working with the hydrogen. I don't know if you know him or not. There's a YouTuber by name Sage, also known as EctoSage, or I'm trying to remember what his other one was. He's got 3 names, but it's Sage. He's one of the modders, as well as a fairly well-known YouTuber for space engineers specifically. He has a mod pack that he's created called Industrial Cockpits and More, I believe it's called. And in that, he has a couple of really nice cockpit designs, but he also has been adding his industrial engine designs. And he's just recently released a new industrial hydrogen thruster. Currently, it's just the large thruster. But what I want to do is I think I'm going to grab those, and we'll use those for the new ship. So there will be a couple of mods being added to the pack, and what I will do is make sure that you have links to all of those mods in the description below once we start using them. So they won't be there for this episode, but they should be there for next episode. So next Tuesday, you should be there. Or you can just take a look over on Steam and take a look for Sage. You can't miss him if you're in anything with space engineers. He tends to be on the top of the list for recommended downloads. So, all right. Well, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this one a little early, because this one, for now, the only thing we really have left to do is a crap ton of resource gathering, and I would time lapse it, but with it getting dark, you're not going to be able to see much. So, oh well, maybe next time. I will see about doing a little bit of it off camera, but I'll maybe record some of the off camera stuff just to put into time lapse for you. We'll see how much light we can get from it. I may even just build a small base wherever we're going to be mining. Why am I? All right. That way we have, the lights and everything. But what I will probably end up doing is waiting until we have the drill mod that I want to use. And then when we have that, we'll start looking at, upgrading our current drill system. It does mean I'm going to have to basically rework the way that this is set up, because of the fact that those drills are huge. If you haven't seen them, you take a look for them on Steam, but I will, like I said, show them to you next time. And on that note, I am going to go ahead and get out of here. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to throw them down in the section below the video. And with what's been going on with the space engineers, we should hopefully be seeing some new changes here in the next few days. I'm planning on doing a little bit of a rework to the way that I'm doing some of these episodes. So if there's anything you'd like to see more or less of, make sure you let me know in the comment section, because it's the greatest way to give me feedback. If you don't want to be broadcasting things out on YouTube, feel free to hit me up over on Twitch, or Twitter rather, sorry. You can send me a direct message either here on YouTube or over on Twitter, whichever works out a little bit better for you. There's also the Facebook page. I don't do much on Facebook. It's really just an update page for people who may not use Twitter but do have Facebook. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. We will see you all next time. I hope you all have a fantastic day and a terrific weekend if I don't see you before then. And yeah, as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Now, start planning for the live stream, because I think we're going to do some space engineers for the live stream. So I need to get a bunch of resources, which means I'm going to excavate this lake. This should be fun.